Hey everybody, I am here with MIS alum Noah Gottlieb, and I'm recording this short little video to encourage students to give DBT Labs a try. Now, you probably signed up because you were interested in the DBT Labs products, but some of you have not actually signed up for the DBT learning path. And so along with this message, there's going to be a link in the email for you to sign up to the learning path and get started. Now, why should you do that? Why should you spend your valuable summer time on anything like this? So that's why I asked Noah to join me. And Noah, you told me, oh, 12 months ago, something that you were kind of discouraged about your IT career. And but you've been using DBT Labs for a while. Can you tell me a little bit more about how that has, how your year has progressed and why you think this is important?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, I mean, when I confided in you that I was a little bit discouraged, it's like, Claude Code has come out. It's taking over, a lot of the writing and building aspects. But one of the things that has maybe like given me a little bit more hope is that, you know, all of these AI systems need to be built on sturdy foundations. And like at my job, my boss really wants to build like conversational analytics with AI on top of our models. But the way that they're built today is like super creaky and not well written and just like not sort of like formatted for that future. And so, first and foremost, like from an AI perspective, like building these sturdy foundations of data modeling is super helpful and super useful. And like building out like your data dictionaries, writing code in a readable and consumable way for humans and AI is like just super important. But then also, the inputs into the development is having conversations with your stakeholders, understanding like what they're looking for, and does that make sense from a coding perspective? Is this the right, process for uh, answering your questions? And I think a lot of the career is bringing your data modeling and like IT hat, having these conversations with the stakeholders, and then building these models and orchestration, et cetera. Um, and it might be AI assisted, but there's still like a lot of need for these like data and analytics engineers.
Right, right. And the DBT products factor in where?
Yeah, so DBT products, if you think about it, like you're going to have like a project on GitHub, and then you're going to have some sort of like development environment like Visual Studio Code or Workbench or Cursor. And how DBT kind of fits into this is it helps you like write the code. So like, what type of table is this going to be? Is it going to be materialized like as a physical table, a view, ephemeral, um, incremental? And then you can define within DBT, what is the unique key? It has like environment aware, like table references. And it has probably the most important thing is it has like built-in testing. So
Hmm.
you have like all of these different avenues of like generic tests that you can just build a model and just say in like the documentation, like this column is unique. And then once it runs the model, it's always going to test and say like, is this still unique? Is this not null? And then for like more complex testing, you can build, custom tests that say, does this fall within like a certain range or et cetera. And you can also have things called sensors to make sure your table doesn't run until everything upstream is already fresh. And so it just gives you so many more tools in development that used to be when I started my career is like done in something called like a stored procedure, was just like super manual. very like verbose and
Yeah.
require
And
like a
hard
lot
to
of
manage.
very hard to manage, very, very
Right.
hard to manage. And so this like really simplifies this. And I think that you don't need to like necessarily take, Professor Schaefer or my word for it. Like I know for a fact that my company Instacart uses it. Almost every startup is using it, and my last job was a startup, and we used it there. Big companies like Wayfair, Netflix, Facebook, like all these companies are using DBT,
Right.
and it's because it has such like a high value prop. And so having this skill set available to you, like once you get out into the market,
Right.
is just going to help, like maybe put you above for a short time, but it will soon be a baseline
Right.
expectation.
Right. That's the way these things go, right? They
Right.
start out as competitive advantages and then they become kind of universal expectations.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, you told me that you have the enviable position of having recruiters come knocking on your door,
Mhm.
and you said that slowed down earlier, about 6, 8 months ago, but now it's picking up again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like once you get out into the workforce and like you have your LinkedIn all updated and stuff like that, folks will start to reach out to you every once in a while of we'd love to bring you in. And when Claude Code came out, that like definitely dropped to a trickle, but um especially like the past like 2 to 3 months, it's really picked up again. I think people are realizing that like AI can do like a lot of amazing things, but often if you give it very generic inputs, it's going to give out very generic outputs. And so having someone first of all that has like a deep foundational knowledge of data modeling and the business. So having both sides, which is the whole MIS value prop, is still super, super, super important. Um, and I think companies are realizing that maybe we like over-indexed on like what AI was able to do, and that we still need these folks that sit between the business and technology.
Nice. And that would be us.
That
And no, folks, we did not coordinate our outfits. This was just entirely a fluke. But all right, thanks, Noah. What year did you graduate?
I graduated 2018.
2018. All right. Peace out, everybody. Talk to you later.